All right, we've got the defendant back now, so let's see, we're back on the record in file 215434FY, People versus Neal, and the offer in this case, Mr. Neal, is to plead guilty to a single count of domestic violence, a 93-day misdemeanor. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Has anything else been offered to you other than dismissal of all of the other charges against you to get you to plead guilty, or have you been threatened, forced, or coerced in any way to get you to waive your rights?
No, Your Honor.
Excuse me. Okay. So it's your own free will to plead guilty today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Has Mr. Connolly answered all your questions for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I need to go over your trial rights with you and make sure you understand those before I'm able to accept a plea.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to be presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and you have the right to a jury trial to make that determination. Do you understand all of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also have the right to have the witnesses against you appear at trial, to cross-examine those witnesses and present your own evidence and witnesses, and the court would order those witnesses to appear if need be. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
In addition, you have the right to testify at a trial, or if you choose to remain silent, and that silence cannot be used against you in any way. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And finally, by pleading guilty, you give up the right to appeal that you'd have if you went to trial. And any appeal of your conviction and sentence would be by leave, not by right, meaning it'd be up to the appeals court whether to hear any appeal of your conviction or sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, keeping in mind all those rights, do you wish to waive them all in order to plead guilty to the reduced charge?
Pardon me, Your Honor?
Do you wish to plead guilty and waive all of those rights so that you can plead guilty to the reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So is it true on June 15th, you were with Whitney Antonio Aguirre, who was a resident or... Yes, Mr. Connolly? Excuse me, I can't hear what you're saying. You're muted also.
No, I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes. Have you been able to hear the proceedings up to this point?
Your Honor, on my screen, at least he's freezing.
Okay.
Yeah. Same here. Let's give Mr. Connolly a minute to figure out what's going on.
Sometimes if you take it off video and just call in, you'll have better luck.
Something going on over there on 8th Street. I don't know what it is. I still can't hear you, Mr. Connolly. Mr. Connolly, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to try, please.
I can hear you better now. Now you're frozen again.
Excuse me.
Your Honor, Mr. Connolly just sent me a text message. He's going to try to call in, he said.
Yep, okay. Thanks.
Staffing, do you know the phone number that Mr. Connolly needs to call?
Yes, I do. It is 646-876-9923. And then the meeting ID is the 242-305-0413.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Reprint your Friday calendar because Noreen's adding a couple of Leelanau things because they sound urgent.
Okay, actually, if you could print the rest of the week, because
You got
usually
it.
by now Antrim's changed
Yeah,
too.
I'd be
So.
happy to.
Sorry, Your Honor.
All right,
I just decided to call in.
Okay, have you been able to hear everything that's been set up to the point of the rights and waiver?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't. I'm actually out here at the courthouse in Bel Air. They had in-person hearings today, but the service out here is terrible, so I apologize. But I missed a portion of what you said there.
Okay, well, your client did, I went through all of his rights as I normally do, and he's waived those rights. And at this point, I was about to ask him questions to establish the basis for the assault charge, the domestic violence. So,
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Neal, is it true that on June 15th, You were at an address on Rex Place in Grand Traverse County, and you were with Whitney Antonio Aguirre.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how do you know Ms. Antonio Aguirre?
I mess around with her sometimes.
Did you have a dating relationship with her?
No, we just mess around sometimes.
All right. Did she was she a resident or former resident of your household?
I don't live. I was just visiting her at her house. But when I come to see my son, I go to her house. We just, we fool around sometimes.
All
when
right.
I come visit my son,
So no dating relationship then. Do you have a child in common?
no.
And no dating.
You might as well just say, you might as well say we were just dating, but we don't got no kids or nothing like that.
Well, no, I'm not trying to get you to say anything. I just, it says in the complaint you had a dating relationship with her, but apparently that's not true.
No, we just fool around. We had sex when I see her, like we mess around.
Ah, okay. Well, I wasn't quite sure what you meant by just
I didn't want to say that. Yeah. I didn't want to disrespect you and say that, or disrespect her or a woman, period, in that matter, because you have ladies in the courtroom.
All right. Well, I think that qualifies for a dating relationship, whether or not you call it a dating relationship or not. You agree, Mr. Hamlin?
I do, Your Honor. I was going to let the court know in the jury instruction, it actually says a dating relationship means frequent intimate association, primarily characterized by the expectation of an affectional involvement.
Is that how you would characterize it, Mr. Neal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Connolly, you agree that that's a sufficient basis for at least the relationship required for the domestic violence?
I do, Your Honor.
I think. Okay. All right. Then did you assault Miss Antonio Aguirre?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did you do?
I pushed her into a car.
And I take it that wasn't in jest or playing around. You did it out of anger or frustration?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she was offended by it, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then to the charge of domestic violence as a 93-day misdemeanor, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right. I will accept your plea. I find it's voluntary, accurate, and understanding. The resistant obstruct charge, the 5-year felony, and the habitual offender third offense will be dismissed at the time of your sentencing, which by statute will have to be on another date, at least 10 days out, so the victim can appear if need be, she wants to. So Mrs. Stocking, you want to pick a date?
Again, she gave me August 5th, but is that too soon?
No, that's 10 days. So
okay, August 5th.
All right, Mr. Connolly, is that going to work for you?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so we'll be back here on August 5th, Mr. Neal. And I would like to, let's see, I guess I'll get a pre-sentence investigation report. And that's it, unless there's anything else for you, Mr. Hamlin or Mr. Connolly.
Nothing from the people, sir.
The only thing I would add, Your Honor, is that Mr. Neal is going to request to serve the maximum sentence. So I don't know if you want to do a PSI report or not with that information.
Well, I don't know I know a little bit about his criminal history from the complaint, but the purpose would be I'm pretty sure I'm going to give him the maximum sentence anyway, but I might as well have a complete criminal history and description of the incident here. So, all right, so that's it for today. And someone from our probation office will be reaching out to you, Mr. Neal, to ask your version of what happened, okay?
Huh?
Somebody from the probation office is going to call you to get a better, to get your side of what happened here, okay?
I'm not understanding, Your Honor. I'm not understanding.
You're not what?
I'm not understanding what you're saying. You said somebody from the probation office is coming to see me, and for what? I'm not trying to be on probation.
To interview you, okay? Get your side of the story so that I can sentence you appropriately, okay? You've been down
Yes,
this
Your Honor.
road enough times, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, I've never been through that.
All set
That's
for
what I'm saying.
today.
Very good.
All
Thank you, Your
set
Honor.
for today. Yep, thank
Thank you,
you.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Connolly. All right. We are adjourned.